Let's go!
The Tekken 8 update came out. It's got an Atelier Lumia Blaze Blue crossover. I don't know what. There's some anime thing. Nobody's happy. There's like a whole bunch of stuff that the thing that it crossed over with got way more stuff than the Tekken thing. Like they put way more effort into it. I don't know, man. Atelier Lumina, yes, whatever. All I gotta say is that, yeah, that crossover ain't doing it for people. The weird Karate Kid t-shirt crossover ain't doing it for people. There's definitely a lot of things in the pipeline for Tekken that aren't necessarily doing it for people. There is beach costumes coming out somewhere in the near horizon because of course there is, but didn't the game already have that? Fakumram ain't exactly doing it for people. Armor King, a little bit. I think some people are pretty excited for Armor King, but it's mostly like you're not going to get some random dude that has never played Tekken to jump in and be super excited about like an Armor King character, right? Armor King is for Tekken fans, right? People that like the kitty cat. Fan base of an Armor King is going to extend a little bit beyond the casual to already existing hardcore Tekken fan base. It doesn't do much, you know? But I still think it's good. It actually adds like a positivity to Tekken 8 that it really needs. Like, we haven't seen people actually really excited about, I would say, a new character. Anna was nice. Fakumram is... There's been some choices in the second season that don't really lead to a path of extreme happiness. Heihachi felt like the last one that was like, this is so surprising. This is crazy. Can't believe that he's back. And Clive, while being somewhat exciting because it is a new Final Fantasy character, didn't really hit it for like everybody. So I don't know. I don't know if there's any character this season that's really going to do that. I don't know if Armor King is going to have that same internal reaction. And whatever the last character is, being a brand new character to the Tekken roster, as they have explained, it's a new character in the existence of Tekken, like a new property character, right? But not a guest character. The last character in this season is not a guest character. The first chance you have of getting something that is sort of like crazy, that might really get people on board and pull people in the way that I would say guest characters did in Tekken 7, which is largely the reason for the expansion of that game. It's a big part of it. Will not happen until Ace Season 3. So with that being said, what will do it? We've talked about the nuclear option, which is Tifa, but really, man, like the game is moving towards a more progressive direction. Some things are still obviously rough. It's really hard to get out of the pressure of characters' really good tools and attacks. I was dealing with it all night last night, not really knowing that I can get out of the way of the linearity of a character like Fakumram or fighting against a Steve, and I just can't backdash, man. I just have to hold all this shit. So it's like crazy that the game is still that way. You still just gotta hold all these frames, get all this pressure, and have to just hold it. It's like, damn, you gotta get used to this. You have to press buttons against people. That is the way the game is. I don't think that's changing. That's just the way Tekken 8 is as a game. For anybody that's out there waiting for the game to become eventually more Tekken 7-like, it ain't happening. There's already been so many things that have sort of like alleviated some of the bigger issues that Season 2 caused, while still hopefully moving in a more correct direction, which they are. I really do not see any situation in the future where Tekken 8 eventually becomes the game that everybody wants it to be. Because it's not, man. It's just fundamentally a very, very different kind of Tekken game than the ones that came before it. And that being said, even if they start shifting all of these things in the right direction, there will still be something that really will upset the existing fan base or anything like that. What I'm trying to say is, does a balance patch eventually get everyone on board again? Removing all the insane tracking from all of the moves, does that do it for the audience at this point? The casual players that either didn't show up or left at some point, like all that kind of stuff? I don't think it does. We were seeing a pretty frequent question after this patch when we were playing as the Fakumram thing, and I was like, yeah, the game kind of feels the same still. There was probably some minor changes in here, but for the most part, like, it's been moving in a good direction and it feels better than it obviously did before. But am I playing an entirely different game than we were playing near the middle part of Season 2 towards the beginning? Not really, man. It's still mostly very similar after that big first Season 2 patch. But that being said, how do you get people on board then? Is there ever going to be a gameplay balance thing that'll do it? Long story short, I don't think so, man. I just don't think so. I think they can just keep moving incrementally forward and making their adjustments to how the game works. But at the same point, they also have to expand the gameplay instead of contracting it, because that'll feel very weird. My question to everybody, and I'm going to look at both both of the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat to start asking about this stuff. Is even reverting the game to season 1 gonna do it? Does that bring everybody back? You know it doesn't. And then you have to start asking like questions on characters. Are there any existing Tekken characters that will really do it? And to me, the biggest one was obviously like Heihachi. Heihachi was a great call for a season 1 DLC character. I think there could be crossovers with other games and costumes and stuff with other games that could also possibly get people on board to check stuff out. New arcade endings, that's a good one. Yeah, would arcade endings do it for the existing DLC characters? Like, would that be a thing? Or does the game have to go through such a dramatic overhaul that they're practically making Tekken 9? An Extraction BR? Is it going to be a new mode? Is it going to be a Mortal Kombat character or something like that? Are they going to include like a crazy ass WB crossover character? I honestly think you need to do something wild. At this point, and I hate to use the Tifa example, but like there needs to be crossover integration with other properties or franchises or something that truly gets people on board with some shit. I think what the Tekken audience is wanting is to be surprised. Everything right now is sort of like by the books, lining up with the way everybody's expecting things to be, and the changes that are happening are relatively remedial and small, and people want shifts, man. People want things to like move in a different direction. So clearly the next season is going to be a thing that the opportunity for that is much more likely. Maybe not, man. These things take like literally years to happen, and arguably even before season 2 had launched to its big criticism, I don't know if season 3 would have already been figured out. Yeah, Yakuza, like could we finally do the crossovers with all those characters that people have been requesting throughout Tekken 7 that never happened? Can Kiryu show up? Does Akuma come back? Go to Konami and have them put Metal Gear 3 Snake. Metal Gear 3 is about to come out, dude. That's a thing. That is absolutely a character and an opportunity that could be friggin' amazing. There's already a character base to work with to expand upon that, you know? Right now, the reactions from the chat, as far as like when I say you need to be surprised, what things will surprise you that'll actually get you relatively excited for the future of Tekken that could get you into it? And now everyone has suggestions. People are talking about things that could potentially be exciting. Batman in Tekken, like some crazy shit. We need to be surprised because everything has sort of been by the numbers, and every time there is a new thing that's added, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, that's that. There's not a thing that is rallying the entire community back together. And no shit, if there is certain characters added to Tekken or any fighting game, people will get rallied back together. Like it will bring everybody back in to check this thing out that is eventually in the game. In my opinion, when you start asking those really tough questions, what do the developers actually do to get you into it? You have to start looking at the broader spectrum of actual excitement. Things that have been in Tekken historically that have been missing for a significantly long period of time. What could entice an audience then? Or what could bring new audiences in from other games and expansions? I think Tifa is no shit, as I describe, a nuclear option. You've lifted the glass off of the red button. The warning signs are off. That will be like a thing that will clearly bring a lot of people in. So I'm actually kind of surprised even so far, considering the insurmountable amount of success that Tekken 7 had, that we haven't gotten more guest characters in Tekken 8. I'm actually shocked the game didn't ship with one. I'm shocked there isn't one for season 2, and I will be absolutely bewildered if there isn't one for season 3, simply because it was a huge part of Tekken 7's success in the long run.